Good day, everyone. So, we are here with another topic entitled conjunctions. So, we will determine later on what are the different types of conjunctions at the same time, how these conjunctions function. Diba? So, let's proceed. So, hi, everyone. By the way, again, I'm Teacher Manuel. So, today, our discussion will focus on conjunction, its definition, types, and examples. I hope that all of you are doing well. Just stand by to our discussion and focus on our objectives. You can take down notes to record important details that will help you to master the lesson and to assist you in answering your modules. So make sure also that you will finish our discussions for you not to miss anything. So let's proceed. So before we start, let us remember that we are still in pandemic. Therefore, we need to protect ourselves not to be infected by the virus. You can do this by wearing face masks and always sanitizing your hands. So always remember health first, at the same time protect ourselves first also. So now let's move on to our main topic, which is conjunction. So how it will be defined, at the same time, what are the different types of it? So now let us proceed. So it was being said that without conjunctions, you'd be forced to express every complex idea in a series of short, simplistic sentences. So, like for example, I like cooking, I like eating, I don't like washing dishes afterward. So, how this sentences being connected, and how we can make this be in a simple, diba? As simple as they are. So, conjunctions, we are always using this in connecting sentences, or independent sentences or dependent sentences to form a complex sentence. At the same time, two independent clauses to formulate a what we called as compound sentence. So, conjunction. Conjunctions are words that link other words, phrases, or clauses together. Example: I like cooking and eating, but I don't like washing dishes afterwards. Another example: Susan is clearly exhausted, yet she insists on dancing till dawn. It was being said that conjunctions allow you to form complex, elegant sentences. So, not just complex, but also elegant. And avoid the choppiness of multiple short sentences. Make sure that the phrase joined by conjunctions are parallel. So, mean to say, parallel sentences have the same, not just the same thought, but they are connected. So, it was being continuous, diba? So, example, two sentences. I work quickly and careful. So, another sentence, I work quickly and carefully. So, let's proceed. So we have different types of conjunctions. So this is also the focus of our discussion today. So let's see what are those types of conjunctions. So the first one is the coordinating conjunctions. Coordinating conjunctions allow you to join words, phrases, and clauses of equal grammatical rank in a sentence. So the most common coordinating conjunctions are for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. You can remember them by using the mnemonic device fan voice. F for, A for and, N for nor, B for but, O for or, Y for yet, and S for so. Example: I'd like pizza or a salad for lunch. So, it's two sentences, or sorry, two clauses. I'd like pizza, and then we inserted or here, and then a salad for lunch. So two independent clauses, and we combine them. So it's very parallel sentences. So therefore, we get a very elegant compound sentence, which is I'd like pizza or a salad for lunch. Using a fun voice, which is yung or here. Okay. We need a place to concentrate. So we packed up our things and went to the library. So the first thought or clause is we need a place to concentrate. And then eventually we inserted so as a coordinating conjunction. So, and then followed by another clause, we packed up our things and went to the library. So as we can see the sentence, it is continuous. So connected yung first sentence clause to the second clause. That's why both clauses are connected or interrelated. So we use so. Joshua didn't have much money, but he got by. So the first clause is Joshua didn't have much money. And then we put but as a coordinating conjunction, and then the other clause he got by. So when we put them together, we have a very elegant compound sentence, di po ba? So notice that the use of comma when a coordinating conjunction is joining two independent clauses. So comma, it means it separates two independent clauses. That's why we are using conjunctions. So ito rin yung symbol na gumagamit tayo ng conjunctions. Okay? So now, let's proceed. Uh, uh, Use also but and also. So they are connected at the same time. They are interrelated when we use both of them. Diba? So the first clause is not only am I finished studying for English and then the comma and then but I'm also finished writing my history essay. So they are correlative. That's why we use the correlative conjunctions, not only but also. I am finished with both my English essay and my history essay. So it's more concise na. Subordinating conjunctions. In subordinating conjunctions, it join independent clauses. In Tagalog, it's sugnay na makapag-iisa, sugnay na di makapag-iisa. A subordinating conjunction can signal a cause and effect relationship. Okay, it's very nice. A contrast or some other kind of relationship between the clauses. So common subordinating conjunctions are because, since, as, although, though, while, and whereas. Sometimes an adverb, such as until, after, or before, can function also as a conjunction. So a lot more are different examples of subordinating conjunctions. And it was being said here that sometimes it is being used in a cause and effect relationship at the same time in contrasting two different clauses, okay, or sentences. So let's have here. I can stay out until the clock strikes 12. Here, the adverb until functions as a subordinating conjunction to connect two ideas. I can stay out, that is the independent clause, and the clock strikes 12, that is the dependent clause. So therefore, the independent clause could stand alone as a sentence. Oh. And then the dependent clause depends on the independent clause to make sense. So kung wala si independent clause, yung dependent clause na dinuktong natin dun sa independent, wala siyang sense. So magkakaroon lang siya ng sense o katuturan kung if the independent clauses is being connected. The subordinating conjunction doesn't need to go in the middle of the sentence. So it's not just always na nasa middle yung subordinating conjunction. It has to be part of the independent clause. But the dependent clause can come before the independent clause. They can be interplaced. So before he leaves, make sure his room is clean. So we observe that before is in the beginning of the sentence. Therefore, it makes sense. If the dependent clause comes first, use a comma before the independent clause. So make sure though that before the independent clause, we should put the comma. Okay, so therefore, before he leaves is dependent, and then the next clause is make sure his room is clean. Is that is the independent clause, and that is a signal. Okay, I drank a glass of water because I was thirsty. Because I was thirsty, I mean, I drank a glass of water. So here, because is being started. So therefore, because I was thirsty is the dependent clause, and I drank a glass of water is the independent clause. So here, before and because are being started at the beginning of the sentence. And both of them are dependent clause o sugnay na di makapag-iisa. Therefore, after the clause, the subordinating clause, which is before he leaves and because I was thirsty here, so we put the comma. And that's a signal that it will be followed by the independent clause. How to start a sentence with a conjunction. So many of us were taught in school that it is an error to begin a sentence with a conjunction. But that rule is a myth. As mentioned above, a subordinating conjunction can begin a sentence if the dependent clause comes before the independent clause. It is also correct to begin a sentence with a coordinating conjunction. Often, it's a good way to add emphasis. Beginning too many sentences with conjunction will cause a device to lose its force. However, so use this technique sparingly. So we should not just always use that technique wherein we use the in a subordinating conjunction or a coordinating conjunction at the beginning of the sentence or sentences. So sometimes we should do that, okay? So, for example, have a safe trip. And the other sentence started with a coordinating conjunction and don't forget to call when you get home. The other one, Grace flung open the door. So, the second sentence started with a coordinating conjunction also. But there was no one on the other side. So therefore, both sentences and don't forget to call when you get home, and the other one is but there was no one on the other side, are sentences and a testimony that we can have the conjunction at the beginning of a sentence or sentences. So these are some examples or given examples of coordinating conjunctions. For and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. And this is for coordinating conjunctions. Correlating conjunctions, we use both, and, either, or, neither, nor, not only, but, whether, or. So it was being interconnected, both and, either and or, neither and nor, not only, but, and the last one, whether, or. So they are usually being used, both of them. Okay? And the subordinate conjunctions, after, although, as if, as long as much as soon as though, because, before, by the time, even if, even though, if, in order that, in case, in the event that, lest, now, that, once, only, if, only, provided that, since, so, supposing, that, then, though, till, unless, until, when, whenever, where, whereas, wherever, whether or not, and while are some examples of subordinating conjunctions. So, if we see these subordinating conjunctions, therefore, it has to be it has the independent and dependent clauses, right? Okay, that's the end of our discussion. So on our next discussion, we will focus on more exercises and examples of conjunctions for you to really understand the concept of conjunction. If you have some questions, you can message me at my messenger, Manuelito Fuentes, or you can comment on this video. So, special thanks to the following, or special credits to the following template of the presentation, the slides carnival, and of course, uh, the paragraphs by Unflush and the photograph, I mean, by the Unsplash and the Grammarly.com for the concept of conjunctions. That's the end of our discussion. Goodbye, everybody.